Your audience wants to see more of you. They want to see your logo personified, see behind the curtain, see who actually makes up the company, not just another machine that's spitting out content like a machine.
I'm a pretty lucky dad right here.
One of the main surprises to me is how in-depth you guys wanted to go to build a website based off of who we are. So I was extremely impressed with that.
Your audience wants to see more of you. They want to see your logo personified, see behind the curtain, see who actually makes up the company, not just another machine that's spitting out content like a machine.
I'm a pretty lucky dad right here.
One of the main surprises to me is how in-depth you guys wanted to go to build a website based off of who we are. So I was extremely impressed with that.
Your audience wants to see more of you. They want to see your logo personified, see behind the curtain, see who actually makes up the company, not just another machine that's spitting out content like a machine.
I'm a pretty lucky dad right here.
One of the main surprises to me is how in-depth you guys wanted to go to build the website based off of who we are. So I was extremely impressed with that.
Good evening and welcome to GSRC's presentation of the Precision Racing League here in Germany at the Nordschleife. And welcome folks in tonight. It's Sean Ambrose, your host for now, and Adam Young joining us here in the booth way up in the luxurious GSRC broadcast booth. And we're going to bring you our own bird's eye view of this event tonight. Down in the dark, dingy production van is the hardest working man in sim race broadcasting, our director Joe Peak, armed with cameras located, aimed, zoomed, and focused by GSRC camera guru Dougie Beard. As cyberspace flows into your place over these next few streaming award-worthy minutes, we'll give you all the storylines and all the stats and facts you need to fully appreciate the 60 minutes of simulated Ferrari and Ford racing action that will immediately follow. As we count down to green for the American iRacing Tuesday Series, round 6 here for the Nürburgring. This evening, Adam, welcome aboard, buddy. We thank you for joining us tonight. Well, we get 60 minutes here around the ring this evening. We're doing the Gemma Strecke version of this track. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, 60 minutes, 1 full hour. And we'll probably get 6 or 7 laps out of this thing here tonight. Maybe a few more. We'll see. But hey, this place, 15.7 miles. That's how long the 24-hour layout is. And of course, that layout encompasses both the Nordschleife, but also the Grand Prix circuit as well. It's the one that they run for the VLN 24-hour race that they'll actually have at the Nürburgring here in a few weeks. 25.3 kilometers for our European fans, and of course, 170 turns here today. And the only person I know that knows every single turn around the Nürburgring is the man sitting in the director's chair tonight. That is, of course, Joe Peak. Of course, this track was built originally in the mid-20s, and it has undergone a lot of changes since then, mostly in the name of safety. The original Nürburgring was actually two circuits, a 7.7-mile southern loop and a 14-mile northern loop. And, of course, the Nordschleife is what you know is that 14-mile northern loop here for today. And, of course, the 82, they had to close the southern loop because of those safety concerns I talked about a minute ago. On the site of its old pit complex now sits the modern Nürburgring's Grand Prix circuit. Now, a lot of traditionalists have had trouble accepting the new track, choosing to cling to the past, but, overall, it ends up being okay. A lot of people get to go out there and actually run their personal vehicles on this. Granted, I don't think insurance companies handle anything that happens out there, but, they still like to have a good time nonetheless. Of course, the circuit does have an elevation change of nearly 1,000 feet per lap, and with that, well, let's go ahead and take a few highlighted laps around the Green Hell.
All right, we've got Amjad Yaman in the GSRC BMW, but we're going to do things a little different. The ring is so long, we're just going to look at a few important sections, so here we go. Coming down to the first corner, this is going to be an excellent place to set up a pass into the Yokohama S. It gets very tight at the apex though, so beware. First lap is going to be extremely congested through this chicane. But let's fast forward a bit to where we enter the Nordschleife. It's going to be a bit like a street course around this transition corner. The exit has that wall right there, so make sure you don't get too greedy and smack into it. Now let's go a little farther ahead into an important exit, Hoekijken. You've got a long bit of acceleration here, so try to get yourself a good run to avoid being stuck too wide in one of the scariest turns in racing, Widdelbacher Hul. The car is going to get light over the crest. Then you've got to spot your turn in it and nail it, or else it's going to be race over in a hurry at Flugplatz. Then, not much up the road, we come into Schwedenkreuz. The blind crest is going to make it very hard to get the car planted, and the lack of runoff makes this high-speed eye of the needle extra scary. Then we brake hard for Ehrenberg. Once again, the exit here is much more important than the entry because of the thin, high-speed section afterwards. Skip ahead, and we come into Adenauer Forst, where plenty of drivers have jacked up their repair bill. You'll spend most of this technical section getting the car slowed as each corner gets tighter. Beware the tall curbs so that they don't unsettle the car. From there, let's go to the downhill section for Miss Hit Miss. This corner has 3 apexes, and you do just as the name tells you. Then it's a short burst, and you've got a curved downhill braking zone into Verseifen. This is where it really feels old school. It's basically a hairpin with no runoff on the outside. Now let's switch gears and head back uphill with the ever-critical Bergwerk. Do not early apex this guy because your foot isn't leaving the gas for a long time, and you'll be charging uphill. Everything you give up on the exit is going to hurt your lap time like crazy. Fast forward to the top of the climb, and we get the car woed up where the track used to split off for the Steilstrecke. This right-hander feels like it goes on much longer than you'd expect, but thankfully, it's not a very long straight afterwards. So it's not as important to get that second apex perfect. What is important is the infamous carousel. Make sure not to get into the banking too hot, because if it spits the car out, you're likely meeting the Armco. Make sure the wheels are planted once the bumps finish, and then accelerate away from this iconic corner. From there, let's jump to the last right-hander of Wipperman. The rise after the apex is going to suck the car to the left, so experienced ringmeisters won't let the car drift too far to the outside. It's easy to get too confident through there. After that, we head over to Flansgarten, another spot where the car can catch some air. Lift before the dip, try to just clip the first apex, and get the car to turn in for the second. Be careful over those next 2 crests though, because the car will lose traction. Eventually, you'll get to the most important corner of the entire track, and that's Galgenkopf. Meaning Gallows Head, it's fitting since it will hang you if you get a bad exit around this long, sweeping turn. That's because it dumps you onto the Döringer Hohe Straight. And with this being over 2 kilometers long, you better believe you need every ounce of speed you can get. A long wait later, you hit Tiergarten and slow the car as you enter Hohenrang. It takes a lot of guts to maximize the entry into this series of S's that slow you before the end of the lap. But with that, we've made our way around the circuit. As always with the Nürburgring, outright pace isn't going to be nearly as important as keeping the car whole. Expect the race to go to the most consistent and not the fastest.
And that was a lap around the ring in GSRC's beautiful BMW here at the Nordschleife. Now, listen, we've got a lap around the ring out of the way. Let's take a lap around the points real quick here and look at the driver's standings. We've got a tie at the top. Benjamin Perez, Christian Eisler both occupy the top spot here in the points, 92 flat. And in third, Juan Manuel Landini, 24 points back, but he's got a great battle going with Kenny Duval and Guillaume Dupont right there, third, fourth, and fifth, all locked up. So the top 5, very, very interesting here. Still pretty early on here in the season. Let's look at the team standings here real quick. And, well, it's going to be Eisler and Montini that occupy that spot. They're 115 points for SDS Racing Blue, and then Quebec Power Racing. DuPont and Duchesne sit there just 2 points out. Great battles to be had here tonight. Listen, folks, the points are going to shake up the seeding for teams and drivers. That's just going to be the nature of this battle out here. Then we've got WERA BBS Racing in third, tied with Austria's World Team, Maljo and Lobato there. And that also a good battle. And look what HFT1 Motorsports has done. Duval, Thornton have come up a spot here, and now they are in fifth, well within striking distance of third, and a little bit of work to do to maybe get into the top of this thing. But let's talk race details, because we've got a good one on hand for you tonight. This is season 12 for the Precision Racing League, and this is round 5 of 10. So this is the halfway stick, and boy, heck of a track they picked at the halfway mark. We're running the Ferrari 488 GTE and the Ford GT, the 2017 GTE model here on the iRacing service, and 60 minutes tonight, which means you're going to need 1 pit stop. These cars cannot make it all the way, as they put a little less fuel in the tank. Have restricted that to the drivers. the incident cap. There are 40 incidents allowed, anything over 40, and you are gone from this race into the ether, as my friend Joe Peak likes to say. And, well, this is an easy place to pick one up. And honestly, if you have an off-track incident here, it may end your race, honestly. So the incident cap, 40 is a lot, but you can lose those here quick. Now, fast repairs, you will get a chance to take a spare car off the truck and get yourself back in this race. You're probably going to need it tonight. Don't be the guy that gets left with that still sitting in your pocket. But I want to thank Adam Young for coming in and helping us open the show. We had a little technical problems going on behind the scene with Soup's setup, but Bill Soup's on now, joins us here in the booth. Adam, again, we thank you, buddy, and we'll see you Thursday night with the Lionheart IndyCar Retro Series.
Yeah, good to help out anytime. You guys have a good show.
All right, buddy, and now I'll bring in Soup. Soup, welcome aboard, my friend. Why don't we get a sponsor plug out of the way or something?
You can throw me right in there. I'm not quite ready for that yet, as I don't have.
Messing with you.
Oh, you're so funny. It's good. Thanks for Adam for stepping in. Of all the places to have trouble, here it is at the ring where when you have to do a big download, it takes a long time to get that going. But I got pictures of cars. First off, I say it is gloomy out there. Have we looked at the weather yet?
No, you know what? We haven't, Soup, but we're looking at it now. Look at that. Yeah, gloomy indeed.
Holy moly. 65 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about as cold as it gets in iRacing. Track temperature, it can't be much colder than that. My gosh, Sean, that can't make it easy for these guys, at least early on, until they get some heat in the tires.
Yeah, and 65% humidity. Boy, a real power drain for these guys today, to be honest with you. So the power is going to be down on these machines a little bit. That certainly can't be bad. I will tell you that everyone right now is out there working on their qualifying lap, Soup. They've got their outlap in, and now qualifying laps are going down. So this will be the important one here, because this may be the only one they get. Just a little over 13 minutes remaining in qualifying. At least we think that's what we have left. But, man, I'll tell you what, those weather conditions, I mean, it's honestly, I think it's going to be great for racing. I just think, like I said, the power might be down a little bit on these machines. It might make passing interesting with the BOP on these two cars.
We have two sponsors that make this broadcast possible. We got to give them a little love. First one I want to talk about is Apex Button Boxes. The winner of this series will be awarded a 16-function box courtesy of Apex Button Boxes. Affordable, reliable button boxes for those who don't have time or material to make their own. I'd like to point out also, they're so kind to us. Time, material, or talent to make their own. Visit them at facebook.com/Apex Button Boxes. Also, how about the guys at Transdo Transport sponsoring the Transdo Cup? The driver with the fewest incidents at the end of the season will get 75 American dollars. Visit them at transdo.ca/home. A lot of president faces there to spend for this one. Qualifying now has just started.
Wow. Landini puts down a real burner to open things up, a 7:56.3. Wow.
Now, what they've done, because of the length of this track, and with lap times at 7 minutes, they've given the drivers an extra 10 minutes to qualify. And honestly, I can use the extra 10 minutes to catch my breath and get situated here. Get my German vibe on. I wasn't got to get in the mood for this one, Sean. Looking at three cars. One of them is Richie Pittenger. They are just going down Donington Hoa.
Yeah, Pittenger right there in the draft, man. He's getting topping out at about 100, just shy of 170 miles an hour. And another car right there is Perez comes through. Matthew Sista was right in Perez's line. He gets through. Had to get out of it a little bit. Gonna come across the line. Ooh, Perez goes to the pole soup.
Puts in a nice time, 7:52 flat.
Ooh.
You know, this track is long enough when we race the Nordschleifer, but we got the combined track here today that incorporates the modern layout as well.
Big news there's Sergio Maljo. He just goes third with a 7:54.1. Great lap for Maljo.
With lap times so big, there is absolutely no one even close to finishing a lap, as Richard Colomb is about only halfway through his lap. He is the next one to come around.
Yeah, Jean Carini just came around and went across our finish line. I'm going to guess either he had an incident or that was his out lap, but he is out there now.
You know, buddy, doing a race here at the ring, it just doesn't seem right to not have a Porsche out there, or at least an Audi, or heck, even a Volkswagen. All we have today are Fords, Italian Ferraris, and American Fords.
One Ford, to be exact, soup.
Now, that's our only Ford here. That must mean that that Duchesne is not here today, because Duchesne is notorious for racing his Ford, and sure enough, he has not shown up.
Well, the next person to come down Dot and Derho is going to be Lucio Vargas, and I don't know if he's picked up an incident or not. Of course, we won't know that here until he gets across the line, but the number 71 coming down to Dot and Derho now.
There we go, Vargas. We have him on screen. Talk about a long straightaway. Not quite as long, Sean, in these cars, with a little more top speed. We've done races here in those poor MX-5 machines, or the Skippies, where basically it's half a day to get down that straight at the end.
You want to know what flies down that Dot and Derho? A Lotus 49, baby.
There you go.
Oof.
That's a car that seems like it belongs here.
It absolutely does. And Vargas going to come across here. Is he going to register a time? He does not.
Oh, isn't that a shame when you put in 8.5 minutes of your life?
Yeah.
Just to have it, there's 8 minutes of your life you're not going to get back. And Richard Colomb has an issue. Only 7 drivers were able to put in qualifying laps, and I'm not sure. As I look out there right now, there are some more still out there. Boy, that was really spread out.
That was a shame for Colomb. I mean, he was just about to the end.
Schilling out there, he's the next to come across the line. He put in a practice time of about 8 minutes and 16 seconds. And again, Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I were to have an off, let's say at the beginning part of the lap, in qualifying, can I take a tow? Or I think I probably have to wait for a tow in qualifying, wouldn't I, before I could start again? So you think I could end my lap quickly and take another shot at it?
Well, you could try. Yeah,
okay.
I mean, this was a lengthy session, so they gave him enough time, but they're out of it now.
Yeah, we have still only 7 cars putting in time with 6 minutes of qualifying left.
Well, Schilling is made his way, or coming around now here.
Boy, there are a lot of, as we look at Schilling, a lot of unique features to this race that we have got away from for many of our broadcasts on GSRC. One of them being open qualifying. This is something we're not used to seeing.
Yeah, and you know what? Perez totally took advantage of that. That's how he got that time, was the draft he had down to Dot and Der Ho, and every little bit helps. Eisler too. I mean, if you had a 752, you probably had a little bit of help. That is a really, really fast lap around here, Sue.
All right, here comes Gary Schilling coming at you, trying to be the 8th driver to get in a successful lap around this place. I have my special timing and scoring system that I work so hard on to give me the English translations of these corners. That here comes Schilling's right now. Let's see if he's going to get credited with a lap. He does, and he moves up into 6th.
All right, here comes Mark Feil. Just got through Antonius Bush. Now gets himself set up here for the straightaway to come down into the Grand Prix section across the start-finish line. What's Feil got here?
And we wait to see.
Oh,
up
look at that.
just a nip faster than Schilling. Pushes Schilling down a spot. Eisler working his way around the track one more time. The Iceman is in 2nd. He would really like to get ahead of Perez if he could. Perez ahead of him in the standings, ahead of him in the points, and he's won the last 2 races, but he's behind him on the track right now as he's going to try to get in a lap as well.
Two-tenths difference between those two, Soup, is that's crazy on this track, that you could be that good that you're only 2/10 off of each other. Boy, and you said it. Benjamin's still out here. He's now got himself on a Dot and Der Ho. He's not going to be able to catch the draft of Eisler here, but he's still going to get a really fast run here down the straightaway. Eisler still getting the car up to speed. 150. He'll get to close to 170 here.
Coming right at you, getting close. Let's see if he can get in this time. Doesn't need to go that much faster, as we talked about. He's only 2/10 behind. Was the lap clean, and can he improve? Well, not sure if it was clean or not. He does not improve, and it was not clean. So Perez's is really epidemic right now, as he is just coming across. Nevertheless, let's see. He does improve his time. He moves it into a 49.8, so he knocks a couple tenths off of his.
Wow. Wow, that was impressive. Well, I know which 2 cars are going to be hard to beat tonight.
Well, it's been that way all season. Eisler got the first 2 wins of the season. It looked like we might have something going on, as Perez was so dominant last season. But now order has been restored over the last 2 rounds, as Perez has been tough. But it has not been easy. And we still have 2, well, we got 3 cars out there. We're looking right now at Matthew Cisna. Was Matthew able to get in a qualifying time before? No, he was not. And his practice time was off the grid as well, as his was close to 10 minutes. Expect that he can probably do better than that. Sean, what do you think about this? I talked about the track temperature being cold. There's got to be a balancing act, maybe a little bit of problems early, but certainly if you're looking at the long race, you'd prefer the cold weather. Am I right about that? What do you think? And did we lose my partner here? And Sean, well, I think Sean would say yes. Soup, you're probably right about that one. If you had your your options.
There I am. Can you hear me now?
Thank you.
Okay, I think my button was playing around with me. I'm sorry about that, Sue. No, what I was going to say was I think the weather's going to be okay for these guys. Maybe being down on power a little bit, not such a bad thing here. It could keep you out of trouble. But they should be okay with grip. tires shouldn't really be a factor unless you find yourself in trouble. It's really soup. It's a 60-minute race. You have to stay focused for 60 minutes. And Matthew Cisna lost that focus during his qualifying run, and one little off robs him of a qualifying time.
Another feature of this track is the pit window. Because the laps are so long, it really tightens up when you can pit. If you decide to go around again, you have to make sure you have 8 minutes of fuel left in your car.
Right.
All right, well, it looks like qualifying is done. And of the, what do we have, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, about 20 drivers here today.
That's what I'm showing.
20 drivers, 9 of them were able to put in qualifying times. Yeah.
Here comes Vargas. Soup makes the turn now onto the Grand Prix circuit. And he'll hit the first line. Now the start-finish line. And does he get a time in? He does not.
And with that happening, they are going to let the drivers finish. Even though time has run out, they believe they're going to let the drivers finish their hot laps, which means Christian Eisler, who is well on the other side, just about 6 minutes away from getting to the checkered flag, they'll give him one more shot at it. What we'll do at this time, we'll take a short break while Christian tries to get the pole, but we'll be back as they start to grid up, and we'll bring you one more round of the American iRacing Tuesday series here on the Global SimRacing Channel. Back in a few.
Your audience wants to see more of you. They want to see your logo personified, see behind the curtain, see who actually makes up the company, not just another machine that's spitting out content like a machine.
I'm a pretty lucky dad right here.
One of the main surprises to me is how in-depth you guys wanted to go to build the website based off of who we are. So I was extremely impressed with that.
Sanctioned by the Precision Racing League, welcome back to GSRC's coverage of the American iRacing Tuesday Series Round 6 from the Nürburgring. Qualifying is done. They are trying to advance the session now so we can get the 60 minutes of simulated Ford and Ferrari action underway under cloudy skies here in Germany. It is your points leader, Benjamin Perez, on the pole. As we look at the standings right now, Sean, no surprise to see those guys on the front row, Benjamin Perez and Christian Eisler going 1-2. How about row 2?
Soup, row 2. That is going to be Sergio Maljo and Juan Manuel Landini.
Eric Luke and Mark Feil make up row 3, and we've seen those guys battle on track before.
We certainly have. And then it's going to be on row 4, Gary Schilling and Sean Kenny.
Then the last driver to manage to get in a clean lap, Richie Pittenger, is going to sit in the 9th position. And then we line them up. I guess they would be based on, well, it's not on practice time, but they base it on iRacing. I'm not sure iRating or how they sort them from here. Nevertheless, it is Tyler Gore in the 10th spot.
All right. And Tyler Gore will start there in 10th. Soup, I can't see.
It's going to be Richard Colomb, well, it's hard to say, actually. I really can't assume this. We have it looks like it's going to be McManus and Hugo Galles. If this is the official grid that we have coming up here, I'm not sure if this is actually us. Yeah. So then in row 7, it's Moises Lobato and Jean Carini.
Okay. Row 8, Richard Colomb and James LeBlond.
Lucio Vargas sitting in the inside of row 9. He's going to be flanked by Guillaume Dupont.
Okay, and in row 10 will be Francisco Montini and Tyler Gore.
Now that gets us through 20 drivers. I believe we might have a few more. Let's see if we can actually see what's coming up next. And maybe not. Maybe not. So maybe we only have 20 here today. We feel pretty confident about that being the order of the grid. We still have a little bit of fill to go. Well, Sean, with about we're going to go to green here in about a minute and a half. When I think of this place, as far as commenting goes, it goes back to decades ago when I was basically just living the lyrics of Bob Seger's Night Moves, and I remember telling, oh, sweet Medina, I know that was a little awkward, honey, but if you let me keep trying at it, I'm going to get better at it. And that's kind of how I feel about this racetrack and racing it and commentating on it. It just takes a lot of practice.
Well, Soup, this track has actually been a place of success for me. There's been some failure here, but winning a VLN event here as crew chief and spotter, certainly a highlight of my iRacing experience, and we've had some races ended here pretty quick too. But you know what? This is a fun track, pretty spooky in the dark. If anybody's ever tried that, you might want to try that sometime. But Soup, they are still doing, as I speak today to you, they are still doing work on this track. Various sections of it are being repaved currently. They just got finished with a huge paving project and just reopened a big section of the track. Which section, I don't remember. But like I said, lots going on here at this track still to this present day.
Let me give you a choice. If you had to do an endurance race, I'll give you this track or I'll give you Bathurst to finish it. Which one you're going to be more likely to come home safe on? And once again, there, press that button, Sean.
Yeah, I'm going to have to fix that. I think I got a button sticking on me, Soup. What was your question there, though?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Where are you going to come home safe for an endurance race? If I give you an option, this place or Bathurst, which one's going to come home safe?
Probably here, to be honest with you.
I would think so too.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one is not very forgiving, but boy, I hate the Bathurst is so narrow going up. There's just so tightly confined. This one, my biggest problem is I forget the next corner if it's a right or left-hander, but that just has to go with my level of practice. Right now, they start to grid up.
Yes, they do. And boy, I'm excited to get this one underway here finally.
So are us. The GSRC is ready to go. The two-dimension fans are ready to go with this extended practice and qualifying session. We are running a little bit over schedule. Fortunately, here for everybody watching the Global SimRacing Channel, we do not have another race. It's one of those rare occasions where we just have one tonight, Sean. The way as busy as GSRC is, not often that we can say that. Usually we do these things back-to-back now, don't we?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Always busy around here. And Soup, we've got a good field. 20 cars will roll down dot and ho here and ready to get this race started for 60 minutes of GT action around the ring.
Again, we do so many series. Let me go back and check in my race details. And sure enough, the thing down at the bottom, and boy, that could really come into effect here. That is the fast repair. They get one of them. That's going to increase the amount of cars to actually finish this race, as you'll be allowed one foul before the referee sends you to the bench. Although our director makes a good point that it is a long time to tow around here.
Yeah, and that could cost you as much as 8 to 9 minutes, Soup, depending on where you wipe out on this circuit. So have to watch out for the tow this evening and hope you don't need it.
Yeah, and the one part that I have a likeliness not to crash is on the straightaway right before pit entrance. So if I'm going to put it in the wall, most likely it's going to be just after pit entrance, which means they're going to have to tow me all the way around. Well, go ahead.
I was going to say, you will pass the start-finish line when you go in the pits. That's something to remember.
And here they come right now as they're looking to get this race underway. 60 minutes, round 6. The iRacing, the American iRacing Tuesday Series. They wait. You know what to do. Gather up the chicken steak, cover me on the cows, because the horses are out of the barn. And it is, of course, Benjamin Perez leading the field down into the first corner. Tucked in behind. Sergio Maljo. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Soup. They were 4 wide into 1, and now we got him crashing out of turn 2.
We have
Sean Kenning and Montini get together.
Both those drivers were able to put in qualifying times. Montini did not. All that hard work, all the practice, gone awry. Such a long lap, such a long race, and they had trouble early on. It is Perez out in front. Sergio Maljo was able to get around the Iceman. Eisler sits back in third. They continue to work in the Grand Prix section of the track.
And Soup, remember, we're going with 65% fuel in these fuel tanks today. That is going to yield us a pit stop before this race is over.
And if you're new to iRacing, what that means is they don't start with a normal size fuel tank that's only filled up 65% of the way. They start with a 65% fuel tank. They can only hold that much fuel. They have to wait for the burn off some fuel before they can come in and have enough to complete this on one lap.
And Soup, I think it's going to be just enough to get them about a 35-minute run. So the window will probably open somewhere between 20 and 40 minutes, where you'll see the strategy being played there.
And if that was a normal race on a normal track, you know, that interval of 15 minutes would say, well, gee, they could come in anywhere from, you know, a difference of 7 or 8 laps. Not the case here.
Gary Schilling having big trouble out here. Schilling dropped all the way to 11th now. I think he's having some connection issues, but yep. Carini and Lobato had to just get by him, and it was a little sketchy.
So for the front 3 cars, Perez, Maljo, and Eisler doing a pretty good job of sticking together with inside of each other. Then they begin already to open up the gap. Eisler almost 5 seconds ahead of Landini. Right now they race in the order that they, well, no, not that they qualified. I apologize with Maljo getting ahead of Eisler. Landini was your fourth fastest qualifier, though. Eric Luke was fifth fastest, right behind him. But you can see they're losing touch.
Man, Carini is coming through this field like a bullet, man. Up 7 spots. He just passes Richie Pittenger.
Oh, Landini having a problem.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can pick it up on the replay. Into the Ehrenberg. We'll see if he keeps it off the wall. Go ahead.
All by himself there. Now, he got lucky here. This was a fortunate spin.
Yep. See, that's what I was talking about, the difference between that and Bathurst. You do that at Bathurst, you don't have all that runoff area. Here, even though it's tight confines compared to a normal purpose-built racetrack, there is a little bit of forgiveness sometimes.
Man, Pittenger and Carini are fighting hard right now. Carini's... Oh, we got... Oh, boy.
Look at this, Lobato involved in this one. Now he gets loose, and the guy who catches him, I think that was LeBlanc who got him. And then, my goodness, everybody else piles in behind him. Montini involved in there, Schilling involved in it.
Too many cars, way too many cars, too early.
Lobato, Montini, LeBlanc, and Schilling, all part of that 4-car pileup. I believe the last car to the incident was Montini. We're right on board with Schilling. Oh, and you know what? We're even going to look at... This is so sad. There's even one more car that was late in there. If we can stay on it, I'll see if I can figure out who it is, my camera angle. Yeah, I believe Sean Kenning was the last car in. There we have Kenning right there. The incident was already 10 seconds in, and one car pulled across the track. Yeah, Schilling came across the track and turned a 4-car pileup into a 5-car roadblock. There's just nowhere for him to go. There was no track room.
Insistent, it's trying desperately to get back to the pit, and Soup, he's got a long way to go. That car is not well.
And while we were watching all of that, I can report that Maujo, who was running in second, has given up that spot. I don't know why. We'll see if... And he's off track again.
Exploring the boundaries.
Yes, well.
Don't explore them too much. You've only got 40 points.
Yeah, you don't have to go too far. Yeah. Yeah, that Maujo car looks a little bit like... Might have Walter Brennan driving it. Only baby boomers will get that reference.
Well, Carini's still out here charging forward. He's caught Mark Fowle, Eric Luke now. This could be a great battle. Three positions here, all for 6th place.
Right on board with Carini. Been an eventful opening lap, Sean. We're still Perez not even close to being done yet.
I know, right? We're talking about the opening lap here.
Looking at Carini currently racing in 8th. You can see that down there. About a half second back of File. And that car of Malho is really struggling as DuPont gets around him now. Sergio, I think he's probably going to have to take that fast repair this opportunity.
He may... Oh, boy.
If he actually makes it there. Well, if you're going to get a new car, you might as well bang up the one you got.
Yeah. Get your money's worth out of it, right? Well, Maggio sure to lose these positions here. Landini's right behind him. Here comes Eric Luke. You've got File and Carini still fighting. So Maggio's going to lose more positions here down to Dottinger Ho.
Landini gets them. Luke looking to be next. Landini doing a good job of keeping his car straight. Maljo doing a good job of keeping his car going straight.
Carini getting around File here. Carini goes off all the way to the right. File stays to the left. Now File's going to slot in behind. Maybe look to take him back here down in Antonio's boost, maybe. Lots of speed. Oh, Maljo's going to get caught right in the middle of this. Ah, that was so close. Maljo just trying to hang on to it there in the dirt.
Gets it done. So we do have a nice race for 5th with Luke, Carini, and File doing a good job as they hang close.
Yeah, and there's Maljo back there coming in, Soup.
He does take that fast repair. He does get it there. Perez comes across leading the first lap by 4.67 over Eisler. It's another, about 15 seconds back to Guillaume Dupont in 3rd. Honestly, for Benjamin Perez right now, he's just looking to just drive the car. He's got a comfortable lead back to 2nd. Lap traffic with only 20 cars here, and this track being so far around should not be an issue. I think Perez's biggest obstacle will be just keeping his concentration. The battle that our director has found, and this is really the best one to look at, is this battle for really 5th position, as Landini has pulled away quite a bit. It's Carini being chased by Luke. And Mark File back there as well, keeping an eye on those two guys. Riding on board with Luke. We have still 20 cars still out there racing, although we're waiting for LeBlanc. Look like as he has done, it's actually hard to tell who's retired as they're still sitting in the pits. Look like Cisna, LeBlanc, Pittenger are all in the pits. Lobato has come out, or did he make a stop? He was able to keep this car out. Lobato racing in 15th position. The last car on the track, I believe, Tyler Gore has about a 20-second lead to Lobato. Well, it's been for many drivers, a depressing first lap on with a depressing sky above them. It's a
Soup. You know what? Sometimes this track just does that to you. And Pittenger, LeBlanc, both of them are still here. They're still in their cars. They're waiting at the toe. I expect them to get back in the race. Cisna kind of in the same situation right now.
Sean, I've done laps in the MX-5 and I've done laps here in the Lotus 49. Very different cars. You can't get more different than those two cars. The MX-5 doesn't have enough power to get airborne. The Lotus 49, it's hard to keep it on the ground. What about these cars? Do they get off the ground, or does the downforce keep them stuck?
No, the downforce keeps them pretty well stuck, Soup. What you don't want to do in this car is really get up on top of the curves too much, because it really will upset the balance of the machine, and you could likely get some aero damage. Aero damage up on the front, right and left side, and the rear quarters back there. Pretty easy to pick up. Also easy to bend up the wing on this car. And you do those things, you're hurting the aero, which can be so very important when you're down in a dot in your hoe trying to fight for a position. Or even Kesselchen. But you've got to watch yourself. Like I said, you got to avoid trying to pick up damage on this car. I would say at this point, for every driver left on track, which is most of them still, Soup. You know what? Right now, it's a fight against this track. The positions have really spread out. Nobody really fighting for a position right now. Just fighting to stay alive in this race.
We're riding on board with the driver in 2nd place. Oh, I'm sorry. It's with our leader, Benjamin Perez. Mr. Smooth. He's got this wired right now. Remember those cars that got stuck in that big pile up there? Well, 2 of them have come out with Richie Pittenger has decided to come back out, as has James LeBlanc. They've taken their tow. Probably did not get repairs, probably just took their new car. And they can go have a little fun. Cisna still waiting. Let's take a look at Richie Pittenger, see what he's up to. He's a finance operator. Right now, good news for him is that there are no extra fees if you bang up your car. Originally from Boston, currently hails in your part of the country, Sean. Down there, kind of close, Austin, Texas.
Down the road. File's starting to make a little bit of battle happen here with Eric Luke again. That's nice, seeing those two get back together on track. And you know what? They're not far from catching Carini. But, you know, Carini had great pace to get things started on that first lap, but has seemed to slow down just a little bit as Landini has gotten almost 4.5 seconds ahead of him. And here comes Eric Luke. Luke is just 2.5 seconds behind Carini, so it could be a good opportunity coming up here.
Riding on board with File. In his usually typically painted, is that, I'm going to say that's yellow. Come on, tell me that car's yellow. All right.
Very yellow, Sue. Very yellow. Like a canary.
Doing really well. He's got a good rhythm going on right now. That's not surprising, as he is a drummer.
There are so many drummer jokes I could bring up right now. I'm gonna stay away.
He's driving to his own beat right now.
I got my start in the music business as a drum tech, believe it or not.
Okay, not quite sure what that is, but
it's the guy who takes care. It's the guy who takes care of the drummer.
Sets
the kit up, sets up the kit, and tears it down at the end of the night.
Well, Mark File would appreciate that,
and keeps his cymbals clean. Yay!
Yeah, that's important.
You haven't lived until you've polished a cymbal.
Maujo trying to make a move. Remember, he was racing as far up as second position until he put his first car in the wall several times, so he certainly has the pace as he tries to run down Montini.
He's definitely running him down here, Soup. If I'm Montini, I'm ready to get out of the way here. And there's Vargas right in front of him. They just reeled in Vargas.
Boy, he's got places to go right now. There we go. Vargas pulls over.
It's our director's favorite part of the track.
Oh, it's too bad. I wish you could hear it. You don't get to hear the director's comments, but it was a primal groan coming out of his voice. Maujo still trying to run down Montini now.
He's going to run him down now. Look at this. Here he goes, Soup. Hyperspeed. He just hit that hyperspeed button.
Oh, Kenning is gone. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to it.
He got in way, way too hot.
Yep, and
down in the Klein's carousel.
This is if you've ever seen the movie Le Mans, this looks real familiar. Watch this as he gets both sides here. As if he were Steve McQueen bouncing across the track. And then, unlike Steve McQueen, he gets stuck in the Armco. His day is done. Fool me once, get a new car. Fool me twice, you're done. And I believe he is out of new cars.
Oh, big trouble for Montini. Yep, we had trouble for Montini.
He was just ahead of.
It was coming out of Antonius Bush.
Maujo had already made the pass. Montini was trying to get it back. And I guess that's Tiergarten where he lost the car.
He had gotten that far up. Yeah, I'd screwed up my replay there.
first. Luckily enough, I don't think he damaged the car too much. He just kind of scraped it in there, so I think he'll get to stay running.
Boy, he's got damage on both sides of that front end now, though, left and right.
40,
I hope it doesn't get evil on him here.
42 minutes of racing still to go. His nickname's Poncho. Well, the way the skies are, it looks like he might need a poncho here pretty soon.
Gary Schilling is in, and Soup, it looks like he's going to pull the spare car down off the trailer.
Okay, I thought he had used up his spare car earlier because I thought he was in that combination there, that other mix, but maybe he just soldiered on, so maybe he has one more to go. Looking at Eric Luke, running in 6th. Sean, I think if they'd let me enter, if I get in right now and just keep it off the wall, I got a good chance at a top 10.
I think you're right, Soup. Maybe. Man, Perez is just slicing and dicing this course up, though, Soup. Right now, he is almost that 10-second mark on Eisler. And I don't think Eisler's really done anything wrong here.
Nope.
Just Perez just seems to be just that much better.
Eisler's going to get the orange slice trophy here at the end just for participation. He is really, really good, but he's just a Perez.
Oh, and Carini with trouble. Oh, he had trouble coming into Arenberg. I think I caught the tail end of it. I'm trying to go back and see it now.
Yep, the car just got around on him, and then he overcorrects it. Doesn't hit anything again, other than going over the curbs in a bad angle.
Yeah, but he had traffic on its way right behind him there. Eric Luke and Mark Feil go right by him. Those were positions that Carini had gained and now loses.
Kind of like the tortoise and the hare story, if you know that one.
Yeah. And you know who's following in right behind him? Here comes Sergio Maljo.
Yep.
Maljo now in 8th place and is just about, 5 seconds away from Carini now.
Yeah, if Maljo passes Carini again, it's got to be like Carini's got to be experienced deja vu. It's like, how many times are you going to pass me? Maljo really wrestling with that machine. Racing in 8th, he has been as high as 2nd. He's been tough. He's been good, and he continues to fight that.
Oh, Landini around. Oh, I think he's got traffic on the way. He's trying to get the car turned around here, guys. Where's that? Down at Bergwerk? Oh, boy. Here they go.
Boy.
No, he makes contact.
Oh,
contact with Carini.
Carini. Feil got around him. Carini didn't. Sean, you called it. Maljo also avoided. You called it, though, that he was having trouble.
He couldn't get the car right, and he couldn't get it back around. You're going to see him spin here.
And he has all day. The poor guy said, I got plenty of time, but he just took too long to do it.
Couldn't get that 3-point turn figured out there, Soup.
And then
okay, that was just before Exmiel. Okay, I said before work there.
And that, once he finally got it going straight, Luke got around him, and Feil got around him, but then he got collected by Carini. Boy, Carini just can't get a break. You would think a track this big, you can imagine to spin the car and not get into each other, but there it is. I don't think he saw him. I think he just let a couple by and thought, okay, good. Let's blame it that the F3 box was slow to scroll. That's what I'm going to say.
Well, it's still, Carini, pretty good damage on the left side of his car. He's going to have a lot of work to do. But Maljo is back on the hunt here. And again, just up in front of them, File and Luke are having their own great little battle. And that's, well, all four of these cars are going to find themselves at Dot and Ho right about the same time. And that should be interesting. Dare I say maybe even 4 wide.
This is where we'll stay here for a while because this is really the only battle on screen, and it's a pretty darn good one. The car leading the pack, that's Luke. Now right behind him, File, Carini, and Malho. Coming up, there's a little bit to go. So they get to my favorite part of the track. We're a bit of ways away. It's really close on my track map, though, but my track map, the scale is so misleading as this track is so big. To the little carousel. I like that one. Coming up to it right about... Is this it here? Yeah, this is it. After this corner. Here it is. Maljo gets the pass made.
Oh!
Oh,
no! Luke misses the line. I bet he hit that little ripple in the track and it upset the car and shot him to the left. Ouch!
It's not supposed to happen on the little carousel. Watch out here as here comes Montini around him.
There's a rise in the track there at the end of the carousel, and man, if you hit that bump, and I think that's exactly what he did. Okay, so here he goes. He's in the middle. He's too high there. Bad exit. I know exactly how it felt and what happened to the car. Let's go back to the Dot and Ho, though. Mark File. Maljo going at it. Carini in the popcorn spot. He's going to come. Oh, Carini's going to get that spot away.
Yeah, those cars have been banged up so much, it's hard to say what cars have the good straight line speed. But Maljo, one more time as he goes around those guys again. Carini and File now up into 4th.
Yep, there comes Carini for his stop. That's a wise decision. Take that spare car. Get fresh there, buddy. I'd say the window is wide open right now, Soup, as far as coming in for a stop. You should be okay at this point.
They have just about 4 minutes away from the halfway mark.
Boy, what a great battle that was.
It was? Well, they all seem to end the same way so far in this track, though, as somebody making a mistake. There is a driver that I'm dying to talk about. If we can go to the guy in 3rd. I've tried to get there a few times. It is Guillaume Dupont. He's had a nice, quiet race. He is 33 seconds behind Eisler. He is 32 seconds ahead of Maljo. He is all by himself in 3rd. Going to pick up some nice points in that McDonald's painted car.
Yeah, and Soup, he is racing like a man that has a big steaming bowl of poutine waiting for him. The Canadian is up 11 spots to find himself in 3rd right now, and he has had just a wonderful drive here on Green Hill.
I have done my research. I now know what that is. I'm still not sure I'm enticed to try it. Yeah,
gonna make some for you, Soup.
Okay.
Set you up, man.
The director also agreeing with you that it is delicious.
All right. Let's talk about this battle. Let's go back to 14th. Lobato and Sean Kenning. I want to give these guys some attention because they are taking care of business right now, having a really, really good battle. Just behind them, LeBlanc just got ahead of Spittinger. We don't need to go to it here. Oh, no, Lobato.
Oh, no, Lobato.
Well, I've seen that happen.
Yep.
I
think there's some type of a gravity issue when the cars get together that's causing them to lose traction. This was in Swallowtail.
Yeah, and Swallowtail can mean many things. Generally trouble if you're not careful, and Moises Lobato is another victim to Swallowtail. Now, the good news is he's not going to have to tow from there. But he's already got one stop in the bag, so I'm afraid this next stop may cost him deeply.
What is interesting is that DuPont, if if you want to talk about a gap, he's got a 31-second gap to Maljo. Now the difference is DuPont still needs to make a stop. Maljo does not. Assuming Maljo can go the distance, I believe he can. We're looking at this battle now. There's Vargas making an easy pass on Luke.
Now remember, Luke had that shunt soup, and he is working with a very, very ill-handling machine. He's got no hood left on it.
We're not sure why he hasn't come in yet, but he's going to try to see if he can stay on the back there. As he stays on the back of Vargas the best that he can.
I can't. He's still in the top 10.
Yeah.
So you'd prefer to have that extra car, but
maybe it's all track position. Maybe he's just trying to figure out that where can I race without getting ran into. Let's go ahead and look at P8. That's Montini trying to run down Carini. Carini's had a busy day as well.
yes, he has. Get that spare car off the truck now.
Oh,
there we go.
And done. I honestly feel like standing up and applauding when I see a successful pass that doesn't result in one car ended up in the grass or the wall. Congratulations to Francisco Montini as he gets around.
Boy, that opening lap was a real bear soup.
Yeah, it was a. We got it out of the way though. The guy that I think still has a chance at a podium, we go up to Sergio Maljo in 4th.
Yeah, it's not out of the question. I just don't think he can make it. It's still 30 minutes to go in this race. He's on 2.5 laps right now since he went in that pit stop. If he's going to make it on fuel soup, I think that's the only way he can get a podium. I just don't think he can make it on fuel.
You know, as aggressive as he is and as much as he doesn't like to wait, I'm kind of surprised to find out that his occupation, he is a waiter, really does not really match his driving style.
Yeah, but have you ever been in any of those Iberian restaurants over there? You're a pretty tough guy to wait in those places.
Well, he waits for no one right now in 4th. 31 seconds behind Guillaume Dupont.
He needs to be careful. He's bouncing that car over the curbs right now, really using it up. A little more caution here, Sergio. A little bit more caution, buddy.
All right, let's go down and talk about Hugo Galaz. He's 2 laps down, which is basically from here to Italy, when you consider how long these laps are. But he's out there.
Hey, you know what? A perfect contender for our Dorio Award tonight, Soup. He's just going to keep on swimming. He's even got the ocean blue colors on the car. So we'll see if he can hang on.
I was looking at that too. That's a pretty sharp-looking car. I like that one. That car painted faster than it's running right now.
I believe that's a panther he's got on the side of it, actually.
That's a fast animal, too.
Yes, it is.
That's 2 laps down. Another driver, Matthew Cisna, did not bring the car. He's still 1 lap down. He did not bring it out. Not sure what happened to Matthew. He's in 18th position. As of now, he does go 2 laps down. Our leader coming in. That means that I would imagine that Eisler and DuPont are going to come in as well.
Well, DuPont on a dot and der hole now.
Eisler going to stay out. He hates wire-to-wire races from Perez. He's going to go out and see if he can lead a lap. Will he get credit for leading a lap? Let's see. I guess he won't.
Oh, no.
I guess.
No, he will. No, he'll get credit for leading a lap, yeah.
Okay.
Remember what I said in the opening? When he comes down pit lane, He will cross the start.
That's okay. That's when he'll get it when he makes his pit stop. That's where he'll get it.
Yep.
Okay. Assuming that'll be fun. Well, that'll be interesting to see if he can get to pit lane before Perez catches him. DuPont is in.
It was an awful quick stop for Perez. Splash and go, basically. 16.5 in the box. A 40.3, your bogey time there on the pit lane.
See, and that's that number that I think. In fact, here comes DuPont. Let's look for Maljo. Maljo's gone. Maljo's by him. So sure enough, Sergio has worked his way back up onto a podium spot.
Now, listen, Sue, the only thing Iser's going to get is a big smile for leading a lap. He's not going to get anything for it, no points or anything. So just it is always nice to see that you let a lap, though, at the end of a race. At least for me it is. It's generally all I have to race for.
That's it. Assuming that he can go all the way around this course.
Mark File, Lucio Vargas, both in.
I think Luke will be the last one that he should be coming in this time. And apparently he enjoys the car in the assembled like it is. A little overheating problem, so he doesn't have to worry about that with all the air getting to the engine. He's going to get all the way up to 5th position. And we've had some technical difficulties. We're still seeing the cars here in the broadcast booth, but the director has lost his. So this is a good chime, though, right at the halfway mark for us to take a short break. We'll be back in just a few to bring you to the checker flag. Welcome back to the Global SimRacing Channel and our coverage of the Precision Racing League's American iRacing Tuesday Series Round 6 from Nürburgring. We're having some technical difficulties, so Sean and I are going to do this old school. I grew up listening to Sid Collins call the Indy 500 on the radio, so we're going to do it that way right now.
Soup Montini just passes Eric Luke. On an ordinary forest there, he gets past him.
That moves Montini up into 5th place.
It does,
Luke back in 6th. We are still waiting for Christian Eisler to make his pit stop. Everybody has made their stop with the exception of Eisler and Eric Luke. Luke out there racing in a very uniquely constructed machine that has no hood on it, racing in 6th position. That's a bit of a faux position, though, as he still needs to come in and make the stop. The bogey time is what we decided. It's about 40 seconds. Luke is about 6 seconds ahead of Carini. And then he's got about 23 seconds to file. 30 seconds maybe back to Vargas. So we're looking for Luke to sort out somewhere about 10th position. He'll come out somewhere around Juan Landini. Perez has made his stop, and he's racing in second. 35. Well, actually, I don't have a time.
He's 32 seconds behind Iser right now, and that's who I'm watching, Soup. Because Iser's coming around now. He'll be hitting the Klein's carousel here in just a moment. Your favorite little spot on track.
Little spot. Well, that's where I put the kids because it's not as scary as the big carousel, but apparently that's not the case. We've seen guys fall off the pony here.
All right. Well, Swallowtail, he gets done clean. Now onto the mini carousel. Soup, did you see where the car jumped up right there?
It was very bouncy for those not being able to watch.
You gotta be so careful on the exit right there because you could just every trip through there you can wipe the car out.
He's working lap number 5. Believe it or not, that's only his 5th time around that carousel. Now he's on the long back straight.
And Soup.
And there we go.
He'll come across. He'll come across the line with 3 to go. That's what I'm looking at here. Is my timing and scoring. There'll be 3 laps to go when he comes across.
What will be interesting is will he be able to get across the start-finish line? As he'll have to slow down and enter pit lane, right? And he'll cross the start-finish line while he'll be under pit limit speed. Will he get there before Perez? Probably yes. That interval 36. I still don't have a time. Let's see. Yeah, my timing and scoring not giving you. There we have it. 34 seconds.
He's
in.
He's in.
And when will he cross the finish line? As if it means anything, but at least he'll get credit with leading a lap. And there he gets it right there. Could you win the race from there, Sean? Could I come in on the last lap and
yes,
win
you can.
Pit lane? Okay.
Yes, you can. Cars have run out of fuel, come rolling across the start-finish line. All right, Iser finally in his box. Perez now making his trip here onto the Grand Prix straightaway. Perez is
Look at this. Perez had an incident somewhere. We saw some damage on the car.
Yep, right front.
We don't know where it is, and I can't find it either. Our director's not able to find it. But my goodness, we're not going to be able to get the replay because we were not in the system at the time as our director was having those technical difficulties. But what does this mean? Eisler is out. What'd you see, Sean? Tell us.
Oh, and Maljo just has a problem.
The waiter spills the tray. He had Mercury. I believe he had a shot at actually a second with Perez having issues. He's back underway now.
I can tell you what happened to Perez here in just a moment. So are we done with that now?
Yeah, we are.
You want me to tell you what happened?
We are.
Perez in the mini carousel. He hits that that bump in the track that I was talking about. Yes, and it went off to the right, and he bends it. And now the battle between Carini and Luke down the Dottinger Ho. Carini's going to get by. Carini going to go up to 6th.
Or assuming Luke, as I look in there, my timing and scoring is, has Luke made a stop yet?
No, he has not. He has not, Soup. He's going to need it this time.
He's going to one-stop this baby.
Well, he's going to have to take his backup car, too, because that car is still carrying a lot of damage.
So, what does this mean up front? Eisler now has a 22-second lead. Hello! Over Benjamin Perez, who had trouble in the mini carousel. The one corner I actually enjoy racing here is the one that has hurt everybody. I must not be racing it fast enough to appreciate how dangerous this is.
No, apparently you're not, Soup.
Sergio Maljo has had too many problems to count. Somehow he is still in 3rd position. 13 seconds ahead of DuPont. DuPont has been by himself the entire race, and that continues as he's 4 seconds behind Maljo, and 14 seconds behind Maljo, 33 seconds up on Montini. Montini in 5th, again, with about an equally distant gap, about another 15 seconds back to Carini. In 6th. Then we get, is it Luke? No, is it? I guess it is File. File is in 7th.
File in 7th, and that leaves Vargas in 8th. Yep.
And then Luke. I like Eric Luke.
Well, and you know what? He just came out of that stop there. And he's got that fresh car to work with. And you know what? He's got himself a top 10 finish if he wants it here. He's just got to stay focused here over these next 16 and a half minutes.
You know, Luke is a Freightliner dealer representative. You know, that's a tough job when you're dealing with Freightliners. That's why he can stay out there and race that car when it didn't have a hood on it. That's a man's job.
That's right.
And he's a dad. He's married. He's got 2 kids. 7 and an 8-year-old. You gotta be a man to have those.
Oh boy.
You think he's scared of the guy running him down? No way. He's got a 7 and an 8-year-old at home. Nothing to worry about Landini.
It's good chase right now from Landini. I see back there that Gary Schilling came in the pit. Not sure why. Oh, John Carini. Carini must have had another incident. Jeez, I missed it.
I got to go back and check. We talked about incident caps. There's got to be getting close to it for some of these guys. Gosh. There's 40. Boy, that is a lot.
It is, yeah. Oh, Landini's starting to make this run now, though, at Luke. Oh, Luke almost outbroke himself there a little bit.
You know, we are nothing if not accurate here at GSRC. Luke is the father of a 7-year-old and an 8-month-year-old. That's very different than an 8-year-old. Yeah, so now he's tired. He's been changing diapers,
I was just about to say, nobody's sleeping in that house right now.
Landini's, he's doomed. There's no way he's fending off. There's no way Luke's holding off Landini now. Those Ferraris going at it. Offhand, Sean, as we look at this, do you remember who our Ford was this race? Or
yeah, that was Matthew Cisna.
Oh, Cisna, and he's out. Luke doing a good job battling for 8th. Nothing going on up front. It's still Eisler, Perez.
You know,
DuPont. Go ahead.
I had a thought about Eric Luke, actually. He's got Apex button box on the car. I'm going to assume he's got himself a really, really nice button box suit. I wonder if there's a button on there he can program to feed the baby.
Feed the baby.
Contemplate that.
Yeah, a little lower left corner of the box is where I would put that one. Out of the way. And looking at LeBlanc come in for a stop?
He did, Sue, but he's just coming out now. He comes right out behind Richie Pittenger. Pittenger pitted 4 laps ago, and now LeBlanc is going to be right behind him with fresh car. That was LeBlanc's second stop.
I think the first one was probably to come in and take care. He was part of that pileup that we saw.
He was, that big incident, yep.
So that was before he had to come in and take that stop out of the window. So now he's got a chance to run down Pittenger for 13th. So I'll be honest, Sean, we have been blessed, even though it's been a little hectic. The cars have managed to find each other. It could have been a lot worse for us as far as battles on the track. We found them.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, we've still got a really good battle going on between Landini and Luke.
Right.
This one is great, in fact. His Landini is right there.
Oh, no, and there it is!
Oh, boy.
Oh, the baby's going to be crying on that one as Landini moves up into 8th.
Ouch.
Once again, we see most of these battles resolving and somebody being in the wall. Boy,
It's just the pressure, Sue. It's intense here. It's 170 turns that you got to be cool, calm, and collected through, and all it takes is one mistake in one of these turns, and you're done.
Yeah, that's tough. You know, if you want to send in an email to GSRC, I'll be setting up a time where I will be giving tutorials on how to race the mini carousel. So if anyone is interested on that.
Here comes Guillaume DuPont through the mini carousel, and, well, he gets through there clean.
He'll be the substitute teacher in case I cannot make it.
Now, you know, one of these corners on this track, and maybe our director could help us with this one, they call YouTube corner. I've seen all the videos. I just can't remember which corner it is. Soup, have you ever heard of it?
I have not heard of
No?
YouTube
Okay.
corner.
May have to investigate that. Maljo come finishing up the Dottinger hole. Oh, here we go. Here's the battle with Pittenger and LeBlanc. Oh, LeBlanc gets by him.
Yeah, that was, you kind of knew that one was coming. There was writing on the German walls here. Lord knows there's enough writing on the track, yeah. All right.
Actually, I'm okay. I think I found YouTube corner. I think they're saying it's Brunchen.
Okay. And our director agrees with you.
All right.
More problems for Maljo as he is in the pits. The question is why? So Maljo is going, he worked so hard to get, he's going to end up passing all those guys again. It's hard to keep track here. I usually like to keep track of incidents, but there have been so many. Maljo back out now. And he comes out in 4th. Behind DuPont, who's got about 14 seconds. Guillaume?
Yeah.
Consider yourself lucky. No one's racing with you today, and from what I've seen, that's a good thing. But I think if I check my notes, I think that McDonald's card has had his issues as well.
Well, it's gonna be a tough call here for Maljo.
Oh no! And there's DuPont spins right as we have him on camera. Oh, gee whiz! He's got a few seconds before Maljo's going to get to him. He's going to be okay. Oh my! That was a mini curse there because he didn't hit anything. But golly,
I didn't get my statement all the way out either. That would have been a double curse. So.
Yeah.
That's an 8-second gap now, Sue.
You know, friends and family, the Christian Eisler fan club, I'm not sure if they want me to put the camera, have the camera put on him or not. We got to put it on the leader. There it is. He's up by a whopping 28 seconds on Perez.
The battle between Pittenger and LeBlanc has ended, unfortunately. Looks like LeBlanc had a big incident, guys.
And there it is. I think
yeah,
we found it.
He's
all by himself.
Yeah. Has to wait there and
look at that, though. Look how he keeps the car. I like that. Kept the car nosed in the wall. Go ahead.
It just takes him forever to get the car going. I don't know if maybe he was having hardware trouble on his end, but it took a really long time for the car to get going again. And then he spins it into the wall again and then has to tow. So something was going on there for LeBlanc more than just losing it.
There is just under 8 minutes of racing to go. Our leader is about halfway around this lap. So when he comes around one more time, he'll see the white flag next time by the finish line. right, DuPont now racing in third. Now, remember, he was a comfortable 14 seconds up until one of the commentators jinxed him. But then he still pulled out. He was still a good 8 or 9 seconds ahead of Maujo when he got rolling. But now, Sean, it's down to it's about 6.5.
6.5. Yeah, I know. It's certainly not over yet.
And it's so hard for me as a commentator to wrap my head around where I actually am. 6.5 with a lap and 6.5 seconds with a lap and a half usually would mean you're safe, but here that means almost nothing. So we'll keep an eye on that. It looks like he's managed to mind the gap as it drips down to now. Well, it's coming down to 6. Maujo really using it.
Yeah, he was pushing too hard right there. He squared that off really, really bad because he got in way too deep. But he's still closing. DuPont just had trouble. DuPont had a big mistake. And Maujo,
DuPont has no hood. Yeah, I'm kind of glad we didn't catch it live.
He got in too hard, and he bends it just right into the wall. There we go, on board with him now. Soup gonna see, he just locks him up here down at the bottom of the hill.
Bow.
Maujo to the podium.
Can he limp the car around? DuPont has about 30 seconds on Montini. He seems to have a decent lap time. Maujo, once again, back up on the podium.
Well, don't sound disappointed, Soup.
Well, yes. No, but the guy has had more problems. But man, what a fighter!
He may be eligible for the Dory Award. I mean, geez, what a race! It's been, like you said, up and down the ladder for him. He's gonna have vertigo when this thing is over.
Keep in mind that there's no safety net here. You think that Christian Eisler has it locked up? Well, he's one mistake away, but he's got 30-second cushion back to Perez.
Oh, here we go. Battle for 7th. Landini closing on Vargas here, Soup. Neither of these cars is perfect either. They're both working with a little bit of damage, I think.
All right. We'll see how this plays out. I'm just hoping that the pass can be made and both of them continue racing here. Let's see how we do. This is Vargas closing in. Vargas in the blue car. Landini leading the way. Landini qualified in 4th position.
He's just going to let him go.
There we go, and that is Landini up in front now. And Vargas just going to be happy right where he is. And Landini starts to drive away. Until he puts it in the wall. Oh, jeez. They're doing it on purpose, Sean. There's no doubt.
Green hell giveth, green hell taketh away.
As he works through the carousel now, let's watch this. Here we go on replay. The pass had been made. It was then that. And now the car's damaged. I don't think it has anything left to get back to Vargas. So, I gotta admit, it has been fun.
Back to the drawing board, Sue.
Eisler, 30 seconds ahead. And he's got the white flag. He's just got to make around this thing one more time, negotiate each of these. How many corners are there? There's a lot of them.
170, Soup.
Holy moly.
Oh, Landini off the track. Oh, no, that was sorry. Hit the wrong button. He is not off the track again. I'm sorry, Landini. My apologies to Juan Manuel Landini and all of his fans. He's still on the track.
We'll just have the director bookmark that because there's a real good possibility that may be appropriate in a few minutes here. The way things are going. Vargas in 7th, Landini in 8th. What's up with Maljo? Maljo has made the pass on DuPont, left him behind. DuPont now 24 seconds back. Is DuPont in any worry of losing that fourth position? I think so. Montini, 8 seconds back. It was probably, when I think of it, look at my notes of, oh, well, DuPont coming in. So
that's definitely going to give it up there.
But he's coming in for a spare car, but could you not have negotiated? I guess 190 million corners are a lot to negotiate in that car, but you just have one more lap to go. You were racing in third.
Well, that's going to get fortunate for Montini, though. That's now up to fourth for him. He started 10th in this race. DuPont, if you could just get the car in and out of there pretty quick, stay ahead of Mark File, he'll still have a great night. Soup, the guy started 14th place.
DuPont is still sitting there. The car is still damaged, and
well, where's Mark
I don't even hear it running right now. And he goes away. Well,
oh, he's left us. He got out of the car, Soup. Maybe he didn't have a spare car. Maybe he had used it already.
He had looped it once, I remember, so maybe he took it on his first pit stop. The Iceman just needs to stay cool for another 2/3 of a lap here. Looking good as he has a 30-second lead over Perez. No matter what happens, though, the story really, it's one or the other version here. It's either Perez and Eisler or Eisler and Perez. This will move the Iceman a little closer into the points. And, Sean, when it's all said and done, our top 3 qualifiers run 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Funny how it works out that way, huh?
Montini, who started in 10th, is going to look like, if he can just keep it on the track, going to come home in 4th. I think all of our battles File about 3 seconds ahead of Vargas. Keep an eye on that one. Not sure if that one's getting bigger or small. Oh, no. It's shrinking. Oh,
Vargas.
Let's look at File. Vargas is coming.
Yeah, he's bringing Landini with him, too, though. They don't give up on one.
Yeah. Mark File looking to get that top 5, but the gap is getting smaller and smaller.
And that's Mark. We've got File right ahead of him. That's 5th place, sitting right in front of Vargas and Landini.
Yeah, File's losing ground, but he's got
Hugo
Galles, the Dory Award winner, up ahead of him.
Yes, that's right. Hugo still getting around. Hugo's working on his 4th lap now, or his 5th lap.
I think Hugo will easily get out of the way here. He's got to find his place below. I guess there is no easy place to do it.
And he's locking him up, too.
File has got to hustle. The gap, 2.4 seconds back to Vargas. File in the yellow car. Gallia's in the blue car. I'm going to say that's blue. And there he finds a good place. But wait, there's more coming, Hugo.
Trouble.
Oh, no!
Trouble. Vargas and Landini get into it.
Yeah, once again, and it was Vargas who got off track. The car bounced right back in front of Juan Landini. They had nowhere to go. Landini is going to actually complete the pass when it's all said and done.
I'm going to say that is Hotzenbach, and my director's probably going to kill me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what that is. High Oaks. Okay, High Oaks. I tried.
Have you noticed how I haven't tried once, Sean? I
know.
I did the mini carousel, and it keeps my batting average a lot higher.
Yeah. Well, Vargas has still got a chance at Landini here.
That's great news for File, who is really being run down by both of those guys. Where's our leader, you might ask? Well, he's just the back half of the track. Eisler, Perez, and Maljo, 1, 2, 3. DuPont has left us. My timing and scoring still shows him in 4th, but he's been gone for quite a while. Mondini is in 4th. File going to get that top 5. And there's the Iceman. And honestly, he's lived up to his nickname. He has been a cool customer. Smooth as a bikini wax today.
Really has been soup.
Out there, let's use up all the cliches while I have this opportunity. Out there cooking with hot fish grease.
Jeez, Landini's still struggling.
He got into the back.
Shit.
That was
Well, yeah.
that almost seemed
Hugo
like
Gallas.
was that? Oh, Hugo didn't deserve that.
I know. I can't help but think there might have been some fish shaking going on there, though.
Right. Maybe he lifted in the wrong place. Our director's trying to find some reason, and he should have been. So yeah, that okay. I'm gonna have to go with my director on that one. Not sure why Hugo wasn't going, but there's a reason that he's so far back.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you think you're helping and you're not, and so maybe a little more communication there might have helped. That is unfortunate. But Eisler is listen, Soup. We're talking about a win here. Here he comes.
Working this final corner. Here we go. Nothing between him and the checker flag. Let's give round number 6 of the American iRacing Tuesday Series to the Iceman, Christian Eisler.
Benjamin Perez coming off the Dottender now. Under the Bilstein footbridge. Soup coming to you.
The only thing that keeps him from getting wins or mistakes that he makes himself. And he's going to have to settle for second, and the points championship is going to tighten up all that much more.
Maujo just turns on to the Dottender.
For all the problems that Sergio Peace Maujo has had, to finish where he did has got to be quite an accomplishment. Qualified third, finished third, was as far back as I think 10th or 11th.
Boy,
Maybe far back as 10th or 11th, maybe more than once.
Montini back here trying to bring the car home in fourth, is limping around this track, Soup.
As Maujo. So we're looking at Montini now. With a minute and 18 worth of cushion.
The car is not steering.
That's not going to help as he just puts it in the wall a little bit. It's basically feels like he's racing like one of those slot cars that are like on magnets between the thing. He's just bouncing off each side of the track. The car going straight now.
Man,
Vargas has one more spot, one more piece of trouble.
Yeah, imagine those railings on the Dottender at Armco Barrier, like the bowling alley when they put out the bumpers for the kids in the in the gutters.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's a very good analogy. It's like bowling for tots. Maujo comes across in third. Does Martini is going to get there? He's going to be fine.
Yeah, he's going to get there. It's painful to watch, though, Sue. Painful. He's going to crawl in. Is he out of fuel? He can't be out of fuel.
He's going really slow. I just think he has trouble keeping the car going in the right direction.
This is what we call the walk of shame, Sue. Back to the trailer.
Fourth place. Mark File, the drummer, gonna bang his way to a top 5.
Gonna file in the 5th, Sue.
Oh, now he's back. He started this lap in 7th position. He's down a spot. Boy, he's really struggling. Is there anybody behind Vargas? Well, sure enough, about 2 minutes and 36 seconds back is Tyler Gore. I almost want to stay on this to see if Tyler Gordon get 8th position. This is a Landini's going to get 6th position. And this is Lucio Amanacid Vargas. Oh, Luke is going to come across next in 6th spot. He gets that. Nope, that is, we're good. This is what I believe is 7th, going to be actually 7th position for Luke. So now we go back to Vargas, who is racing for 8th.
If you want to call what he's doing racing, Soup racing, this is the slowest trip through Swallowtail I've ever seen.
The gap is shrinking, but it's huge. This is like continental drift.
Okay. So the rear end is broke on that car, and he's basically dragging it along. So very, very difficult to keep the car moving straight.
Gap 136, 132. The good news is he's going to be out of corners here in a minute.
I think Gore is going to catch him. I'm serious. Vargas has no.
112, 110, 19. You can see the number. Well, it's not on there. There's Tyler Gore. Come on, Tyler. Boy, yeah, the car will not even go straight for Vargas. He's in the tough position. He's got to go fast enough to not lose the position. It's going to be a hard pass for Tyler Gore when he gets there.
Jeez.
Here we go. This is
painful.
I don't know if I've ever called one like this. I think he's not going to make. The gap is now 23 seconds.
I'm wondering if you just take the toe. Get out of it real quick. Take the toe. He might get there before. Oh, here comes Gore.
Careful. And Tyler gets by him. Tyler is going to get. It's going to be. It looks like 9th position, 9th position for Tyler.
Gary Schilling's got a shot. Come on, Gary. Schilling just got by Slopato, and he's into Swallowtail. Out of Swallowtail, he comes to the mini carousel now. Schilling's got a legitimate shot here to catch him, Soup.
I'd like to point out that our director has control over whether these mics stay hot or not. He'd like to go to break. Sean and I will not let him do it. We're staying here. Can Vargas get the car to the line?
No. Here comes Gary Schilling.
Our director has it on Schilling. That car's going straight. Vargas working as hard as he can.
We are getting our money's worth out of this one tonight.
He's got to start to worry about incident points now, because every time he goes off, he's picking up incident points. Boy, the car is on the grass, and there it goes.
Okay, do I hear Richie Pittenger?
We're staying for the last car on the lead lap. How far back is it?
Lobato doesn't count. He's a lap down. Vargas.
Richie 4 minutes. That's the gap. I think Vargas is going to get this across before Pittenger gets there. I think so.
He's still on Dutton Ho.
He's so close now. I'm worried about the incident cap. Keep it on the pavement, Lucio. Lucio knows that the incident caps are gaining on him. He's really working his best.
This is tough. I don't know who I should be rooting for here.
Can we get an on board with Lucio? I hope you guys maybe, if you have some Dramamine in the medicine cabinet, take it now. Because we're going left and we're going right. Look how he's working to keep that car on the gray part. This is some serious driving right here. He's so close.
Pittenger
he's off in the grass.
Pittenger just got to the mini carousel. Pittenger is on his way to the Dutton Ho.
Vargas is going to get there. And one of the most exciting 11th place finishes. He's going to do it in pit lane.
Oh no. He stopped.
He's in trouble now. He's got to back up.
Oh, no.
I hear him put the car in gear. Now he's got it forward again.
Here comes Pittenger.
Stay with us, folks. There it is. Right. Is this the start-finish line under this little bridge here?
And he's across.
And there he is.
A top 10. A top 10 for Lucio Vargas.
I used to have a long spiel to throw to break, but I think we are so over. Go to break. Sanctioned by the Precision Racing League, welcome back to GSRC's extended coverage of the American iRacing Tuesday Series, Round 6 from the Nürburgring. It's in the books. 20 drivers started, 11 finished on the lead lap. Let's run them down right now. Your winner, the Iceman, Christian Eisler, did not go wire to wire, led at the pit stop. Then when Benjamin Perez had trouble, inherited the lead. Benjamin Perez has to settle for second. That's 3 wins this season for Eisler's. Actually, I got to get that right. I think it's 3 and 3 now each. Sergio Maujo comes home in third. Francisco Montini gets fourth. Mark Feil in fifth. Juan Landini, Eric Luke, they battled it out. They come home in sixth and seventh. Tyler Garr made a terrific pass around Lucio Vargas to get 8th position, as did Gary Schillings. Vargas limps that car home, Sean, and in one of the most exciting 10th positions you'll ever see.
Boy, howdy. Yeah, it was a good one. 11th place, Richie Pittenger. Couldn't catch him. He tried. Guillaume DuPont, trouble late for him. 12th. 13th, going to go to Sean Kidding. 14th, John Carini. Moises Lopato, 15th. 16th, James LaPlante. Richard Colomb, 17th. 18th, Hugo Galaz. Matthew Cisna. An early exit for him, 19th, and Ron McManus. I don't think he didn't get started in this race.
He did not. Okay. Maybe someone would be so kind as to bring into the broadcast booth here one of our drivers. It looks like Christian. I saw Christian there a minute ago. Do we still have him? There we go.
He's here,
We're going to be able to cross to Christian Eisler, our winner today, and it just goes to show you, never give up, Christian. Congratulations. You kept it on the pavement, and that's what got you the win.
Thank you.
Was it was it difficult to keep it off the wall?
Yes, very difficult. Last week we talked about this. It's a very difficult circuit. You never can stay safe until the last corner of the 8 laps. So I was very focused all the race. Despite Benjamin is faster than me, the first laps, I was focused, not make mistakes, and keep fighting.
You stayed out one lap longer, which is a very long lap. Any reason why you did that when you saw Benjamin come in? You said, I can go one more, so I'll just stay out?
Sorry, I don't understand the...
Benjamin pitted a lap earlier than you did. You stayed out one lap longer before you came in to make your pit stop.
Okay. I think Benjamin stopped earlier because he crashed in lap 4, I think. My plan was stopping in lap 5. Always good. But when you see the gap with Benjamin was shorter than I think I can cut 10 seconds in the 4th lap. I think something happened with Benjamin and the hope rises.
Well, I think you said it best when we talked about it last week. You said it's just a matter of surviving. That's what you did. That's what got you the win. Congratulations as you move a little closer in the point standing. Good job.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, there you have it. Christian Eisler, our winner today. Sean, who you got?
Soup, I've caught up with our second place finisher, Ben Perez. Ben, congratulations on a podium finish. Did it really come down to just one mistake for you?
Oh, it was more than one mistake.
Okay.
Oh, it was multiple. I half spun just before the pit stop. It took a long time to get the car turned around.
Yes, it did.
And then after the pit stop, the lap after, I had an issue at the very same corner, the second carousel, the mini carousel, whatever you want to call it. I had an issue there again, hit the wall and had to take a fast repair. And then trying to catch Christian back up, I ended up having another issue near the beginning of the lap-ish. I don't know exactly what corner it is, but I had another issue and slammed into the wall once again. At that point, I just gave up. That was it. I just had to wheel it home, take second.
Yeah, not really the track you want to find yourself pushing at, is it?
I mean, it's fine to push at. It's just really easy to make a mistake.
Yeah, and usually those mistakes are exaggerated because of just lack of space and how close these Armco barriers are. And
yeah, exactly. There's no runoff areas, no gravel traps or anything like that. It's just you make a mistake and you're in the wall.
Well, here's the good news, Ben. We get back to some proper road racing next week. If you want to call Silverstone proper, I think most British people would consider it proper. What do you think as we head to there? Now that we've got Green Hell behind us, we can get back to some racing side by side and some real overtaking opportunities. What do you think?
I think it's going to be fun. I saw the schedule. I think it's Silverstone Historic too, which is a layout I quite enjoy a bit more than the regular layout because it kind of gets rid of those awkward, slow chicanes. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. That there's that long sweeping corner just before Club Corner, I guess it is. That I think should be a lot of fun.
So you look to channel your inner Sterling Moss next week.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, hey, listen, congratulations to you this week, Benjamin. We look forward to seeing you again here next week. And anybody you'd like to thank before I let you
go? Just the usual. Thanking the organizers of the league, Jerome and Danny, you guys for putting on the broadcasts. It's always enjoyable to go back and watch those, especially at work. It eats up the day. And, of course, a shout-out to the Team Bushwick guys because I love all of them.
All right. Folks, that was Benjamin Perez. And you know what? I believe someone has caught up with Mark File. He's here now. We've got Mark File.
I got it. I write him down. Mark, let's start you off with this one. Did you need the new car today? 2 cars?
No, guys. I was just in the one car.
Left it in his pocket.
That's what I thought. I thought you raced pretty clean, which is, I think that's a rarity. You know how iRacing has that little chart you can turn to with the graphs? I think it's going to look like a Richter scale with cars going up and down all over the place, going past you. You passed cars on the track. They passed you back. They ended up in the wall. You passed them there. Top 5. Got to be happy with that.
Oh, I'm thrilled. I'm actually honored to be getting this interview. I got a real set of sweaty hands right now from holding on to this wheel with the death grip.
So let's go just on the personal side. You are a drummer. Did I read the notes right on that?
Yeah, self-taught. I've been doing it maybe, 5 years.
Well, congratulations on that. Do you have any musicians that you can play with, or is this out there in the garage banging away, annoying the neighbors?
Oh yeah, definitely just annoying the neighbors, just doing little jam stuff here and there. Nothing too technical.
Well, Mark, congratulations on first of all, top 5 and doing it with one car. Well done.
All right, guys, thank you very much.
Mark File, top 5 winner today. Cut a little short on Mike because we are so far over. Sean, that'll do it for us.
There are so many drummer jokes. I'll say it again that I could pull out, but I'm going to take it easy on Mark. We'll wait until we get to know him a little bit better soon.
That's right. We'll have to find out what his attitude is about that before we hurt his feelings too much. Let's go ahead and thank the people that make this all possible. And let's first of all thank with everybody at Precision Racing League for organizing the American iRacing Tuesday series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. And now, Sean, you get to do the sponsor plugs here for these next 2 guys.
All right, Soup. And you know what, buddy? We want to thank Apex Button Box. The winner of the series will be awarded a 16-function button box, courtesy of Apex Button Box. Affordable, reliable button boxes for those who don't have the time or material to make their own. Visit them at facebook.com/Apex Button Box.
Or skill.
Right, or skill, exactly. Now, Transdo Transport and Logistics. Now, sponsoring the Transdo Cup, the driver with the fewest incidents at the end of the season will get $75, courtesy of Transdo, a professional transport surface on a flatbed-type trailer with loading ramps, deck length of 40-foot, and 20,000-pound capacity. Visit them at transdo.ca/home.
With all the attrition here today, that company would have made a good payday if they were around here to do the towing today. Thanks to the company's equipment or software you see on the screen right now, we use on the broadcast. And how about the iconic music that lets your ears alert your eyes you're watching a GSRC production? Well, that comes courtesy of Eric Eckelm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them.
And the American iRacing Tuesday series returns next week, April 24th for round 6 from Silverstone. That's the historic circuit we'll be on. GSRC will be there to bring you all the action. We hope you join us sliding across your screen now or some upcoming broadcasts. So check those out. Mark them down on your calendar. Folks, hit the subscribe button on this YouTube page. If you haven't done it yet, please do it now. We'd love to have you subscribe to us, and you can also keep track of everything we've got coming up in our complete archive of broadcasts there on YouTube. If you'd like more information about GSRC, including a complete list of broadcasts that we've got coming up, you can find us at Global SimRacing Channel.com. Social media, yes, we're on Twitter at GSR Channel. Facebook, it's just Global SimRacing Channel. Type that in, you'll find us. And folks, we're also on the Gram now. Yes, Instagram, GSRC_Gram.
Finally, on behalf of everybody here at GSRC, the crew, Sean Ambrose, our director, Joe Peak, our camera artist, Dougie Baird. How about Adam Young for filling in there for me in case I couldn't get it going? And then for all the countless people that helped me get my software up and running so I could do this broadcast, thanks for everybody, and thanks to you guys for watching. With that said, we're off to have fun storming the castle. Until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.